My name's Stephen Conroy. I'm the manager here at the Progeny Test Centre in Kildare Town, belong to the Irish Cattle Breeding Federation. What we do with Tully here, it's an integral part of the Agriland breeding programme, where we take progeny from AI sires of interest, 15 to 20 progeny per sire, and we bring them into the centre about 4 months prior to finishing. We test 700 progeny per year at the centre. 60% of the progeny come from dairy cows, so dairy beef, or as you'll see here today, some dairy animals, and 40% of the animals come from suckler cows. So when the animals are here, we take 20 progeny per sire. That's in the form of bulls, steers and heifers, looking at the different production systems. When the animals come on site, they're weighed every 2 weeks, so we can monitor their growth rate. So all the animals at Tully are monitored for feed intake, and how that works is the feed is put into the bunker here, and the animals have an EID tag in their ear. As the animal moves in, the antenna at the top, the antenna then will record the tag number. There's sensors that know there's a physical object there, and it will open a chute. So there's a chute down this side. When the chute opens down, then the animals will feed from the bunker. The bunker is on weighing cells, and as part of that then we know how much feed the animal consumes throughout the day. Then we have machines which measure how much water the animals consume. So how this works is the animal has an EID tag in its ear. It's read by the antenna here. A chute drops down and then the animal consumes the water. As you can see, there's 52.1 litres of water in the box at the moment. So this will monitor how much water the animal drinks at any one time and how much water they drink throughout the day. And then we also collect, while the animals are on site, greenhouse gas data. So that's carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and I suppose, which is more topical, is methane information. So from that then, we can use some of this information then to feed into the CBV, the commercial beef value, and that information, such as feed intake, is an integral part of that. So it accounts for 24% of the CBV. So this is the main site in Ireland where our feed intake data comes from. In terms of the performance of the animals here, there was 320 dairy beef steers went through the centre in 2024. And in terms of that, we are seeing that there's a difference of 1.1 kilos of dry matter between the top 10% and the bottom 10%. Now that mightn't sound much, but when you put it into figures, it's over 30 euros in terms of cost. So over 30 cents a day, which is over 30 euros in a 100-day finishing period. When we look at their carcass performance, when we slaughter the animals, the top 10% based on CBV were 40 kilos heavier than the bottom 10%. So if you're to put a value of €5 or 6 euro, which animals are heading towards, that's 240 euro of a difference. So between feed and carcass, there's 270 euro of a difference we're finding in terms of the animals between the top 10% and the bottom 10%. When the animals go to the abattoir, then we get their carcass weight, their conformation and fat scores, as farmers do. But what we do is more detailed is we cut the animal into 23 cuts of meat, and we weigh all them individual cuts of meat. And what that's able to establish then is sires that are producing animals with better meat yield and are producing progeny then with a higher percentage of high value cuts.